5. Hello and welcome to the MoJo, not the Jomo, but the MoJo Monday. This is the a place where authentic wellness stories, and next week we're transitioning from wellness stories and a business story. So you'll see some new shifts coming next week on the MoJo Monday. Tonight, we're sticking with our focus of wellness. And within that focus, we're talking about who else wants healthy and radiant, even us men, radiant skin. Would that be a beautiful thing? Pardon the pun there. Healthy, radiant skin. It's one of the beautiful benefits of all the different changes that happen in our body. It manifests with our biggest organ of all in the body. So I'm Robert here at my home office in Texas, in Granbury, and my co-host,
Mr. Jim Rhodes up in St. George, right next door to our wonderful Zalevo office, where many people will be coming for some training here shortly. And I can't wait to see you all. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Our MoJo Monday is when it's real and raw. We simply have people share their before, during, and after the introduction of these incredible formulations. None of it's scripted. It's all real. They're just sharing what their experience is because we can, and we don't claim to heal or cure any disease. We're not doctors, so we're not prescribing. And this is for our own learning of things that we can do within our body when we listen to it, give it what it needs so it can do what it was designed to do, giving us energy, mental clarity, and endurance, and that radiant look that all of us want to stay young with. So tonight we have some special guests who will share some product knowledge of things that they've used to get that radiant look. So back to you, Robert.
Thank you, Jim. And I had no idea that my top of my head was so radiant until I removed some of the extra there. So
it's really working.
Yeah, it really
you gotta
works.
wear a hat. It's that. No, just kidding.
Hey, look out, look out. So anyway, we want to welcome everybody. So let me share my screen because I do have a little visual to go along with Kathy Z's story in a moment. So let's pull up a couple slides here. So Jim, could you tell me if my slides come up?
They are there. MoJo Monday, next level of wellness, healthy, radiant skin.
Thank you. And Jim, you kind of gave us a disclaimer. So as Jim said, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. Well, as far as products that are going to be talked about, not everybody's going to get the same results. So our disclaimer is we're all individuals, and these nutrients, and that's what this is, these are foods, not medicines that cure or heal. They are foods that feed the body so that it can do its own self-healing if needed, and to give every single cell of our body the best chance it can have to service and give us what it can give back in the form of healthy living, youthful aging, mental clarity, sleeping deeper, recovery from exercise faster, and a more beautiful, radiant smile. We're here in St. George, where Zalevo is housed. This is where the main office is in downtown St. George. And the name Zalevo comes from two words, za, or the Z, and levo, which simply means Z standing for zenith, the highest point you can reach, and levo is to lift. And this whole company was built around the belief that if you give the body what it needs, it can be lifted to the highest potential it was designed to, both physically, mentally, and even on a spiritual plane. Because when you're not feeling good, your opportunity to be very much anything else isn't serving you as well as this body was designed to do. These products help with that. So healthy, radiant skin, we're going to hear some real life stories of people who have used one of these incredible products or multiple of them and their personal experience with those products. Every Monday, we share these stories. We record them for others to review if you can't see it live, but live is always the best. And we want to congratulate every one of you for doing something very important in what I believe is your health journey, showing up, learning more, and then applying what you learn to improve your life and health journey also.
Yes, and you see, Jim, thank you. We do have the new call theme. Just a reminder, if you're just joining this and watching this, starting next Monday, we'll shift gears a bit and still cover these transformational stories, 2 or 3 wellness stories, and then we'll shift into also a business interview, short version of that. And so we're going to have fun with the next version of the MoJo Mondays. And tonight we're going to hear from Kathy Z, Kathy H, and then also Heidi talking about, she has a beautiful, very heartfelt story with her daughter, who's now, I think Carly is, 13 now, 14, and
Yes.
high level, elite level dancer and athlete. And my goodness, she had some challenges and journeys with her, especially with her skin. And then Kathy Z, my goodness, it's almost shocking to see what Kathy Z went through and then how her body has bounced back from that. I know when Kathy sent me this picture at a moment, I'm not going to burst, I'm not going to ruin her her surprise, but it'll almost be shocking. But then again, she's such a beautiful lady, and to see, my goodness, what her body has gone through, including her skin, that's going to be quite interesting to see, along with Kathy H's story as well. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so I know.
We blinked, we missed it. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. So before I show you this story, so let's set the stage here. First of all, let me do this. First of all, let me come out of here. I want you to see this beautiful, radiant lady. So Kathy Z is in the Arizona area, and she is one of our top leaders in the company. And she has a big heart. She loves people. She's a true servant leader. And my goodness, she's had a physical inside and outside transformation with these formulations. So Kathy Z, welcome to the call.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, we're so glad you're here. And I know we're smiling about it because what we're about to see, and we had a brief glimpse there. So what are we about to see? And can I set the stage for that?
Last year, actually, it was almost exactly a year ago, July 28th, I had a horrible bicycle accident. And the crazy thing about it is 3 weeks later, my youngest son was getting married. So if
3
you
weeks?
know, 3 weeks, August 21st, my youngest son got married. So after this horrible bicycle accident, I was terrified that I was going to be black and blue, because 3 weeks is not a very long time. If you have ever had any bruising or injury, 3 weeks, you're usually still black and blue. So I have to confess, I am a Zalevo junkie. I take every one of the products. I am a, what do people call it? I fast at least 2 or 3 times a month. And I do a 60-hour fast, 48 to 60-hour fast when I fast. But every one of the formulations I take, there's not one that I don't take. So I can't say it's any one particular formulation. I spoke to Kirsty after I had my bicycle accident, and I said, what can I do? Because my face was black and blue.
So let's pause right there. This is a good segue into this visual. And you can cringe if you want, whatever you want to do, but let me pull this up. And as we're looking at this visual, do let us know what we're looking at. Can you guys see my slides again? Am I screen
We can-
sharing?
Yes.
Yeah, the healthy, radiant skin.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my dear friend. So how
It
recent,
was awful. It was awful.
what's the time frame on the left hand?
So July 28th is the left hand.
No, how time frame, how recent from the accident?
1 year.
Okay,
No, how,
Okay.
the picture
On
was
the-
taken.
the
Good.
July 28th was the day of the accident. The left-hand picture. The right-hand picture was at my son's wedding 3 weeks later.
Wow.
Hang on. So the picture was the day of the accident.
The day of the accident, yes.
Okay. And my goodness, I thought it was like 3 months. That's 3 weeks.
3 weeks. August 21st, July 28th, and August 21st. And I don't wear a lot of makeup, so there's no cover up there. That's the real deal.
Yeah,
You can see the difference in my chest and necklines. In my nose, there was no scabbing. In my lip, my eye. I mean, every piece of that. So during that time frame, I did not fast at all. I took burn and collagen. I took all the formulations all the time. I flooded my body with the nutrition. I had 2 to 3 shakes every day. I did the collagen, I did the burn, I did the biomes. I am a Zalevo junkie. So
okay. Well, what a very visual and impressive journey you were on there. And I didn't even put in the slide presentation. I would invite you to see one of our previous MoJo Mondays on healthy weight loss. And in there, Kathy Z talked mainly about her physical body composition transformation, which is amazing as well. And there's a longer story that the company did about Kathy Zahn's story as well. So Kathy, what would you say to the person looking at this? Maybe they're a bit skeptical, they're not quite sure. What's your call to action for them?
open your mouth and put it in and be surprised yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. Jim, any other questions for Kathy before we move on to the next story?
Ow. I'm without words. In 3 weeks, yes, the skin turns over faster than most of anything else in our organs. We're dropping skin all day and replacing it. But in 3 weeks, those formulations went to work in not just repair, but complete replacement. That, no makeup with that picture on the right, to have that much healing go on the lip and the nose and the eye is just a show that this body of ours can self-heal when it's given the right building blocks to do so.
Well said. Kathy, appreciate you. And please give our love to Richard, your awesome hubby, and love and light.
Thank you. And there was a question Shelley asked about did I fast during that time? I did not fast at all during that time, so there was no autophagy. All the other times before the fast, before that accident, and after August 21st, I continued to do fasting and reach autophagy. But during that healing time, Kirsty told me to flood my body with the nutrition. Just don't go without, just flood your body, which meant I had 2 to 3 shakes every day, along with all the products, along with some regular clean eating.
Yeah, and Kathy, I'm assuming you also use the probiotics from day one of your whole.
Yes, I I am a Zalevo junkie. I use everything,
Well,
everything.
yes.
Well, one of the things that's remarkable too is look at the chest area of the skin difference in texture and tightness. When you've got that collagen and that tightening up of the skin, it makes such a difference in all of our features. That alone would have been enough to have had remarkable, let alone all the repair.
And one more thing, I did not take more than one collagen a day. I have always been a one collagen a day. I know that some people take it in the morning, some people take it at night. I take it first thing in the morning. Well, I have a
The trio.
26-ounce glass of water first, but then I have collagen and burn first thing in the morning before I have anything else.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, yeah, beautiful story. Again, thank you. And we appreciate you, Kathy. Awesome. 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 So now we're going to segue a bit, and we're going to hear a pre-recorded call in a minute. This is Carly on the left and right. On the left, you're going to hear from a moment from her mom, who's Heidi Grazzini. Heidi's going to talk about how long this has been going on and some of the challenges that Carly was facing, and literally what happened in their first few weeks on Zalevo, mainly around the biomes and the shakes. And on the left, you see there Carly from, I think pretty much from very, very young age, all the way through now our teenage years. She's had different flare-ups and so it's so forth around her with her skin. And you see week one, week two as it's coming through, and then as the skin is regenerating and getting healthier as well, all the way to week 4. On the right, you see this beautiful teenage girl who is not struggling with these flare-ups. And so again, we don't treat, prescribe, cure anything. This simply is giving our body what it needs, to deal and be the miracle that God made it to be. So let's pause right here and let's go over and hear from a mom, a very grateful mom, and as she shares her daughter's story. And see if I could pull it up for us here. Yeah, here we go. And this is her other daughter, Cora, who absolutely loves our shakes and probably the greens. I'm not sure all the products little Cora takes, but I'm sure it's the shake and the greens. So here we go. Let's hear from Miss Heidi. This is about a minute and a half, so it's pretty short, but she really shares. She'll give us some insight into what happened with Carly. Okay. Yeah, we're good to go. Jem, can you see my screen? All good?
Yes, all good.
Okay.
In days, and Robert, you can cut me off because I can take this whole time talking, but within days, it was quite literally 48 hours. And I know I've shared the picture with you, Robert, but she had a particular episode that this time was on her face. And within days, typically these would last, for 2.5 to 3 weeks, these episodes. And it was within days. It was like the Ultra 30 and the biomes. I had known and practiced utilizing probiotics, prebiotics for years. And I mean, the expensive, the really high dollar, thinking you're paying high dollar, you're getting high quality, right? And pouring them into my baby girl, just kind of hoping and praying that they were doing what they needed to. And I mean, the difference with Zalevo was like night and day. I mean, we put them into her body and it was like she woke up the next morning and could not believe what was looking back at her in the mirror. And it was like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And by Friday, she was not only not experiencing some of those symptoms, but her skin was glowing. I mean, like she went from just kind of, pasty and depleted looking to like glowing. I don't know how else to describe it. And then the days and the weeks that followed, it was like it truly is remarkable when you give the body what it truly is, needs, the vitamins, the minerals, the trace minerals, in doses that actually effectively cause the processes within the body to do what they're designed to do, her body just started to change and restore itself. And I mean, she is a different person today.
Yeah, and let me stop the share for a moment here. So, and again, same thing as before, we would, Jim and myself, we would invite you to visit some of the previous calls. That was an excerpt from, I believe that was the MoJo Monday on gut health. So that call was focused on gut health, and lo and behold, the key benefit to that was skin. You know, so Jim, doesn't it starts from the gut, doesn't it?
Exactly. It sounds like Heidi and I have been taught by the same biochemist. Again, we are a chemical factory. When we put the right things in the right combination, we call that dense nutrition that the body can then break down because we have healthy gut. Then it can deliver it to everything, including the largest organ, which is our skin, and it shows up rapidly. Also, your fingernails, your hair, everything starts to change up pretty rapidly when it gets its needs met.
Yeah, that's, you said hair, skin, nails. That's a beautiful segue into our next story. Let me pull up this slide again. So now, by the way, thank you, Jim. So let me pull up this. This is one of Heidi's, I think it's her relative. I didn't get the name, but this is a real popular one that we share. It might be Sue, but Sue's story is coming up next. But this is I think a relative or a close, long-term, many-year friend of Heidi. And again, you would think, again, as much as we love our collagen, which is crucial and fundamental in the skin, hair, and nails, this lady, it was the biome in the shake. It wasn't even collagen. And look at the tangible, visible difference. Pretty amazing. And here's Kathy Horn. I text Kathy earlier this morning because she has such a beautiful story with her skin, including her back and neck and now her hands. And she was camping on the rim of the Grand Canyon, I believe. And so needless to say, her coverage wasn't that great. So how many of you have heard Kathy share her story personally? You know, it's a beautiful story. And Jim, isn't it also awesome how the lighting was, Kathy talks about this a lot, the lighting was the same. Why is that hand also a little more healthy looking?
It's the pigment in the skin that's absorbing the light better, so you don't have that pasty white look. Literally, the body's capable of coming up with its own light tan, which is what you're actually seeing there if it's the same light, and not being unhealthy looking, not able to absorb and utilize the vitamin D, particularly that's coming from the sun's rays. So there's a whole difference in our health once our body is doing what it was designed to do, because it has the right building blocks to do it with.
Very true, Jim. If you look closely, and there's even a tangible difference in the elasticity and there's not as much loose skin or sagging. There's a tightening up happening there. Yep. with the skin.
And I think this was when she was doing the testing of the collagen, and that's just 2 weeks. When you looked at the end of that 8th week, everybody who was on that product had remarkable change-ups because of the quality of what's in that collagen, as well as the whole formulation, and it being, as Heidi mentioned, enough to actually move the needle. In other words, it's a therapeutic dose. It's not just the minimum so you can claim you got something in your formulation.
Very true. Very true. And this is a fun story. Let me see if I can move my, Jim, you may have to read her story because my pictures of
I can read it. I have never had my hair this long. I've never wanted to. I thought my hair was too thin, too fine. I've been on collagen, Zalevo collagen for about 6 months now, and I am loving how my hair looks. Not to mention my skin and nails look fabulous as well, but it's so much more beneficial than that. So true. Wow. That is a big difference in hair length. But again, all of the building blocks to build hair, that collagen is just, most people don't know this, it's the most abundant protein in the whole body. It holds everything together. All connective tissue is held by collagen.
Yeah. Very, very true. So is there any other, thank you, Jim. Are there any other, mostly ladies or men, who would like to share a quick share as well? I know, Barb, we're always talking about how you don't look your age, my friend. So a quick share from your results with your skin, Barb?
I'll just share a compliment then. One day, just this past year, for my birthday, we were at my church, we do a birthday breakfast. And one of the guys, and this was just in April, and he said, well, gee, Barb, when's, you're here? And I said, oh yeah, well, it's my birthday month next month. And he said, well, just, facetiously, he says, well, how old are you going to be? And I said, well, I'm going to be 73. He looked at me and his jaw dropped. He went, there's no way that you are going to be 73. And I said, I'll take that. Thank you very much. He said, I would have thought my age, and he's, I think, 61.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
so I'll take it. Thank you very much.
You are the youngster running around here.
I'm the youngster.
Yes, you are.
Defying aging. We love you. And so
Thank you.
we want to thank you. And as Jim and myself always say, we're all doing what 98% of the population of the planet don't do, is show up and learn and support each other and share these beautiful transformative stories. So we invite you to join us again next week. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for the live stories as well, Barb and Kathy Z. And if Heidi, you're watching this recording, Heidi, thank you, Heidi and Kathy Horn as well, and Sue. We want to thank all of you. Any other comments, Jim?
Well, I could end with the story of an old guy, 75, who wanted to be able to run and jog again, but lost the ability unless he was willing to do some major surgery in the lower back. That once he got on this collagen, somehow it gave him his bendability back to where he could put his own socks on without groaning. And then pretty soon he could go for walks, then he could do light jogging, and now he can do 2 miles at one time, which is pretty fantastic for me. And yeah, I have nothing but praise for the collagen product, which for me has added years of possibility, including, getting to run again and feel good and kick my heels up.
Yeah, amen. And
Way to go.
we want you to have your bendability. We want you around for a long time, my friend. We love you. And thank you, Jim. A show of hands if you had any kind of result with the collagen, as far as joints, hair, skin, nails, how you feel, how you look, how you sing. All right, we want to, well, thank you for that. And obviously, next time I won't be as shocked, Kathy's on, when we pull up your visuals. That if that doesn't wake you up and show you the power of great nutrition, I'm not sure what will. Anybody relate to, anybody say amen to that one?
I did a screenshot. I don't know that I'd seen those two side by side and having the timeline before.
Yeah, it's one. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. Anyway, we love you guys. Jim, let's yell out our shout out if you can, or one of our
favorite. We have a custom here at the label of wanting to be a force for good. So it's kind of become our motto. And so at the count of 3, everyone who wants to can raise their hands as high as you'd like and shout with me, force for good. If you feel like you want to be a force for good, which every one of you I know does. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Force for good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all. You're the best.
Bye.
And you are
Thanks,
a force to
everybody.
be
Have a good
reckoned with.
one.
Vaya con Dios.
Bye.
Good night.
Cheerio.